Welcome back to your Yankees Latest. I'm your host, John Laloggia. Yanks lose last night 5-4 to the Blue Jays. Scherzer was really good, got a lot of hometown calls. I don't know if you watched the game. I was watching it on Yes. So many balls that were out of the zone that were called strikes. I think this is kind of the last vestige of a veteran pitcher getting the calls versus a younger pitcher not. And Scherzer's a Hall of Famer, but there were so many borderline pitches that he got that shifted several at bats. He goes 5 innings, gives up 2 earned. Could have definitely been more. Gives up a bomb to Chisholm. We're going to talk about him in a bit. Jazz just absolutely jumped a first pitch slider and crushed it to right field. He's super hot. Leiter, the bullpen wasn't great. Leiter gets the loss. He goes to 4-5 with a 4.18 ERA. Blue Jays are a good team. They're 46-38, almost the same record as the Yankees. And yeah, Guerrero had a big night. He was really, really difficult. 2 for 4, three RBIs. Several key hits for him. Rodon was solid. 5 innings, 2 earned. Leiter was not good. He just didn't have it last night. That happens. And Guerrero really changed the game last night. But he's a primetime player, and that's going to happen. So lose last night. They'll go again tonight. Day game, 3:07 Eastern start today. Happy July, everybody. That should be a good one. But I like Rodon's stuff, and sorry, I got the highlights going here. Chisholm's been absolutely amazing. So he hits 102.7 miles per hour off the bat, exit velo. Just hits a no-doubter. In the last 4, he's hit 4 homers in the last 5 games, finished with a slash line of 318, 378, and 614 for June. I mean, he's just absolutely raking. And it's amazing to see. He's really picked it up. So last night was his 100th game as a Yankee. And I know people, Jazz is quite sort of a divisive figure in some ways. I think he's great. I like him. He's fun. He doesn't really fit the prototypical Yankee, for totally being honest, because he is flashy. And he does show emotion, and that's not really the Yankee way. But you cannot argue. I think in today's game, I think it's good. I think it's healthy that he is a part of this team, and he is sort of modernizing the Yankee culture. I think it started with allowing facial hair this year. I think it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is. Culture is a big deal. Chisholm, in his 100 games with the Yankees, slash line 257, 331, 497. He's got an 828 OPS, 24 homers, 58 RBIs, 28 stolen bases. His 4.2 F4 is 10th in the AL since becoming a Yankee. In the last 23 games since he returned from injury, since June 3rd, 27 for 85. That's a 328 average. 4 doubles, 9 walks, and 979 OPS. I mean, he's been absolutely incredible. And he's playing a position that isn't his natural position. He's playing third base. His natural position is at second base, but LeMahieu can't move, so you have to put LeMahieu at second base. But shout out to Jazz. He's been an absolute stud. He's put the team on his back, and he's thrived in a very difficult place to play like New York, and with his bravado and flash, which is sort of kind of antithetical to the Yankee way. I love it, and I think he's really, really good for that team. I think he's going to modernize that team, and I just think he's really, really good for the Yanks, and he's absolutely crushing it right now. The possibility for Marcell Ozuna, I want to talk about it. So it has been rumored that he is a possible trade target. So it's July 1st. We got 30 days to the deadline. A lot can happen from now until then. A lot. His power has declined somewhat, but he still maintains a good walk rate and he gets on base. So I think there's more power in him. I don't know if he's been totally healthy this year, but given Stanton's lengthy absence and just history of injury, Ozuna still remains productive. 247, 378, 404 slash line, 11 home runs. He walks 17.3% of the time, which is really good. He only trailing Juan Soto in that category. He has playoff experience. As of June, the Braves are sort of out of it. They're below 500. The NL East is an absolute beast with the Phillies and the Mets. It's going to be very, very difficult for them to get in there. And GM Alex Anthopoulos has said they're not going to sell, but possibly, depending on injury, they could. So a lot could happen in the next 30 days. I think he could. I mean, the case is most likely he could stay in Atlanta, barring a significant downturn of the Braves. I don't think the Braves are right. I think they have a lot of issues, and I think you're going to see that in the next couple weeks. And if Stanton gets hurt, the Yankees are in a win now mode. They're gonna be aggressive. They're gonna go all in. So if the Braves do pivot to selling, depending on their downturn or injuries, Ozuna would be among the most impactful bats available, and you'd have a logjam at DH or outfield, but you're going to have injuries. And this guy can hit. He has great playoff experience, and he can get on base. So his contract expires after the 2025 season. You wouldn't be locked up long term. And I just think it just depends on how the Braves do. But I like this guy. He's clutch, too. I like him in late games. I like him in postseason games. It doesn't matter who's on the mound. He's not intimidated by anyone. You get a frontline starter in October, a 1-2 starter guy. This guy will he doesn't care. The moment's never too big for him, and he will jump on a pitch and knock it out of the yard, and it could change a game. He's one of those hitters that when you're watching, like when he's playing against your team, you're just afraid of him. You're always like, just if you leave anything over the plate, he's gonna hammer it. And he's such a mistake ball hitter. Like if you make a mistake, like if you make a good pitch against him, you'll probably get him out. But if you make a mistake, he doesn't miss too many of them. And I think there's a lot of power still in there, even though we've seen a slight decline. But I think he'd be a huge asset for the Yanks. I think they should go out and at least explore the opportunity or possibility of trying to get him. So unfortunately, the Yanks got a couple injuries. They put reliever Fernando Cruz, oblique strain on the IL. Austin Wells has been tested for circulatory issues. Oblique strains are never great. Any soft tissue injuries aren't great. Cruz has been very good this year. 3.38 ERA, only 3 home runs allowed, 47 Ks, only 14 walks in 29 and a third innings. That's really, really good. His split finger is just absolutely incredible. Cruz, I apparently sustained the injury during a medicine ball workout in the weight room prior to Sunday's game versus the A's. And they did an MRI, and it's a high-grade strain that's going to cost him at least a month. I don't think it's huge, as long as they get him back around August. But, again, this is his second trip to the IL. He was out from May 22nd to June 3rd with a right shoulder strain. This is a little bit different, but he's been very good. He's 35 years old, so this is probably going to happen at this stage of his career. But he's been very, very good. Wells has a circulatory issue in his left index finger, kind of odd. injury, and they're trying to figure out how it happened. It might have happened in the 3-game set against the A's, but it's an invasive procedure that shouldn't be too big of a deal, and they're not too worried. So hopefully they'll get him back soon. Escara caught yesterday and on Monday and yesterday. And it was interesting, like Boone, I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, but Boone was like really, not yelling, but like really doing a teaching moment with Escara about, how to be behind the plate. And I'm sure we'll get a John Boy lip reading breakdown of that, which will be really good to see what they exactly said. But Wells is slashing 214, 275, 424 this year. They're a better team when he's in the lineup, and we'll just see what happens. To replace Cruz, they signed Jeff Hartlieb to a major league contract and selected him to the active roster. Hartlieb, 31 years old, 3.34 ERA in 24 appearances, spanning 35 innings in Scranton. But he has pitched in the big leagues with the Pirates and then the Mets, Marlins, and Rockies, so he sort of bounced around. But they think they can help him. That's been your Yankees Latest. Let's enjoy the day game today. Happy July 1st. The summer is going too fast. It needs to slow down. We'll recap that game for you, and we'll be back later this week. Have a good day, everyone. Take care.